Chip, the industry that you represent is a key driver of US economic growth. I believe it's 1 in every 25 American jobs is linked to the hotel industry, and the sector itself is worth about $660 billion in US GDP. So what's at stake if those lawmakers don't push ahead with the package that you need to help the industry thrive?
Well, and those jobs, interestingly enough, a lot of those are folks that work on an hourly basis. Our industry prides itself in kind of being the opening door to the American dream. If you look at the number of people just throughout the economy who started at some point in hospitality in their career, it's quite a high number. In fact, we estimate about 40% of people at some point worked in hospitality. But those jobs are going to go away because unlike the airline industry or the cruise industry, the hotel industry is made up of tens of thousands of small business owners. In fact, 61% of all hotels are considered small businesses, according to the SBA. And these owners are facing a crisis. They already have employees they can't afford to pay, and now they've got notes coming due and debt they have to service that they're going to have to make that decision in the next week or two. And so this is why it's so important for Congress to move and move quickly, because those decisions will be made. And once those properties leave the hands of the owners, once those properties go back to banks, it's going to be a long time before that particular hotel opens up again. And that means lost jobs for quite some time.
So what are some of the specific policy measures that you would like to see from the administration? Of course, top hotel CEOs have met with the Vice President and President Trump. Would you like to see cash support? Would you like to see debt relief or other initiatives to support the sector? What is it in particular that you'd like to see?
Great question. So two things and two things only, really. And that is, number one, how do you take care of the workers? Those 4 million folks that you identified earlier, they have a life, and this is happening to them through no fault of their own. How do we make sure that they are covered? Right now, a good percentage of those workers are on furlough, meaning they're still employed by the company and receiving some medical benefits, but they're not earning any money. So there's two ways to do that. You could either do it through the unemployment insurance program, which would mean Congress would need to change the law and allow furloughed workers to have access to unemployment, or the plan that is before us where owners could take loans and then those loans would be forgiven if in fact the money is used to make payroll. Either one of those ways we're happy with, but it needs to happen and happen quickly. And then the second thing we're looking for is, how do you make a zero or low interest loan to an owner where he or she can pay at least the interest on their debt so they can make it through the next 3 or 4 months?